AM Extra is watching out for you. If you've been putting off getting your tags or your license renewed, now is the time to schedule that DMV appointment. The deadline to do so is December 31st.
Oregon says it has sent out reminders to thousands of people who still need to renew their documents. And joining us live to explain why you have to do this is David House from the Oregon DMV. Good morning, David.
Good morning.
Now, why is the DMV urging people to renew your license, your ID, or your vehicle tags by December 31st? Why that date?
Well, on December 31st, the moratorium on traffic citations for expired licenses, tags, trip permits, registration, not having a license, but still having a trip permit from your car dealer, for example, that comes to an end. It is the last of the moratoriums that have been in effect since the beginning of the pandemic in March of last year. We had these moratoriums in place to give people more time to get into DMV. It was pretty much impossible to get in for almost 3 months in March through June of last year. And then with the pandemic restrictions for safety in place, we had to gradually open our doors and start catching up with this huge backlog of customers. At the same time, we were able to keep up with mailed in transactions to a degree, but we got behind in that too. But the best news is that we were able to get our new computer system online by July of last year and start adding more services online, helping people get what they need from the convenience of their home, and also free up the offices for other customers. So we're getting caught up. We're not quite there, but we're getting closer and closer.
So for the people who do, need to go get this stuff renewed and who maybe just have forgotten about it here in the craziness of the last couple of years, you've been trying to notify people who are in need of that renewal. How has that been going?
It's hard to tell sometimes if somebody has moved out of state or if they've sold their car. We do know that at least 300,000 people haven't renewed their tags. It's hard to identify specifically why you didn't. So we are, as a precaution, we're sending out letters to about 300,000 people this fall as a reminder. If you haven't sold this car, if you still have it and you want to renew your tags, please do it now. It's easy to forget. Your license is valid for 8 years, your tags for 2 years. And if you put this aside and forgot about it and got busy, there have been some really important things to deal with in the past year and a half. It's easy to forget this. So look at your driver license expiration date. Look at your tags right now and get in there before the end of the year.
Well, David, we've heard a lot over the past year and a half about the real ID. It's going to be required by the federal government for, any kind of travel or official identification. Should people get that now? I mean, we're talking about tags and other things, but what about that real ID? We have to go through the DMV to get that too, right?
That's right. That's the other important deadline in addition to December 31st. Think about your future air travel. In May of 2023, the Transportation Security Administration is going to start to require a higher level of identification at airport securities, even for domestic flights. So you'll need more than a standard driver license. Now, 40% of Oregonians have a passport, and that'll be valid for flights. But you may not have a passport. You may want to use your driver license. You may be an infrequent flyer. So be ready now. Don't wait until a rush in 2023 that we're going to see across the country at DMVs and at the passport agency, people trying to get that so they can fly. So, good thing to keep in mind is if you need to go into a DMV office in person for something, you can make an appointment for one thing, but we'll take care of 2 or 3 transactions all in one visit. Or if you drop in, we're handling about half our customers by dropping in instead of appointments at this point. We're getting more and more caught up. So if you drop in, you have everything you need. Consider getting Real ID now too. Don't wait a year and a half. A year and a half may sound like a long time, but like I said earlier, your license is valid for 8 years. Don't let this sneak up on you if you're an air traveler.
Oh yeah, it will sneak up on a lot of folks, I think. And if you're already getting all the documents together, you might as well schedule that appointment or walk in and take care of it now. David House from the Oregon DMV, thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you very much.